Hey Facebook, it's Jen. I am popping on here live tonight because I realized that I have not always been sharing a lot of what I share in my live speaking engagements or in my home parties with you guys here on my page. And I wanted to pop on here tonight to share one of the concepts that I have on self-defense with you to help hopefully keep you safer in your day-to-day lives. Because if you don't know, that's exactly what I do. I help women to stay safe, and I love my job. So what I want to share with you tonight is what I call my law of distance, okay? And my law of distance is a really, really simple concept, and it starts with a V, okay? And this V is a really easy, simple way for you to look at your personal safety and to sort of evaluate it and to ask yourself, are you prepared and do you have the tools that are necessary to help get yourself out of a situation that you don't want to be in, okay? So I want to share this with you real quick here. Now, the V, this is very symbolic for me because the V is for victory, and V is you being victorious in staying out of a situation and staying safe, okay? So that's our victory, is staying safe. And the top of a V is very symbolic to me because you have two very distinct points. You have this point over here, and you have this point over here. And for this situation, I want you are here, and your creeper, or a situation that you don't want to find yourself in, is approaching you, and they are over here. Now, this is actually one of your better scenarios because you have situational awareness and you can recognize that someone is making you feel uncomfortable. Those hackles are standing up on the back of your neck, and you don't want to be in that situation. You don't want them to get any closer to you. And so this right here is distance. The top of the V is very symbolic, and it represents the distance between you and somebody you don't want near you, okay? Now, as the V comes together, this is where this distance gap is being closed. And all of a sudden, you're finding yourself at a point where they're a lot closer to you than you want them to be. And quite frankly, this is where you don't want to be. You don't want to be where you're in contact with someone. So what I always try to encourage women to do is to have the tools and the situational awareness to realize that you want to keep distance between you and the person that you don't want near you, okay? So there are some really great strategies and some really great tools that you can implement in your day-to-day life that can help you to maintain this distance between you and someone else, okay? Pepper spray, for example, is an excellent tool to help keep distance between you and someone else. Our pepper sprays shoot 16 feet in a bright red stream, and they are one of the strongest pepper sprays that are available on the market. And this is an excellent tool to help you to maintain distance between someone else and you. And I always encourage women too, if you see someone approaching you, always have your pepper spray ready and on your keychain, but be prepared and say, I have pepper spray, stand back, stay away from me. There's something really magical, I suppose, that happens when you introduce something like that. Here's the thing. In a situation like this, Creeper, he has a plan. And what your goal is to disrupt that plan. Your goal is to make him think, ooh, yeah, no, I don't want to be involved in this. I want to get out of this. I want to stay away from this. And so your goal is to introduce a product at that point that can do that for you. Use your voice, yell, scream, make some noise at him, okay? Another great thing that you can use in that situation is a stun gun, okay? I sell pepper sprays, I sell stun guns, so yes, this is something I'm going to be talking to you about. And in a bad situation, the crazy bright flashlight that's built into all of our stun guns is a great way for you to say, I see you, I know what you're up to, you need better stay away from me. And a bright light into their eyes can also be that advantage that will, that can temporarily dilate their eyes and give them a handicap when it comes to their vision, and that gives you an advantage in that situation. That's a very good thing, okay? Another thing from that distance perspective is the zap of a stun gun. If I see somebody approaching me in a parking lot and I'm not feeling very comfortable about it, there's absolutely no harm in zapping off a quick zap from your stun gun to say, you better stay away from me. I don't want you near me, okay? So that quick zap can absolutely do that for you. All they know is in that moment is, I was going to do this, she was going to do this is how this was going to go, and then all of a sudden, whoa, wait, she's got something in her hand, and I don't know what she's going to do with that thing, but I know I don't want anything to do with it. That can be enough to make that situation stop and to make them change their mind and wander on down the street and do something else there, okay? Which, that's your priority. Your priority is your personal safety, and my priority is making sure that you know how to keep yourself safe, okay? So that quick zap. Now, when we're in a situation here, let's say, and in most situations for the women that I talk to, we start off here. Maybe our situational awareness isn't very good. We do not realize who is around us, who is near us, or that they have bad intentions, okay? That actually happened to me in a parking lot once. That was the day I became a damsel over 20 years ago, long before damsel ever existed, okay? I was grabbed, and it started here. And the only thing that at this point that you're working towards is trying to establish that distance and get that distance back. Now, we do have a couple of really great tools for that too, and your stun gun can serve both of these purposes, because if they get up close to you, you actually are going to touch them with this thing, and all the metal on the top of this thing goes live. And let me just tell you, it hurts really, really bad to be stunned by one of these stun guns. Okay, so they're going to be the one that wants to create this distance and get away from you. Major accomplishment. You don't want to be here. If you have come into contact with someone, the worst thing that can happen is that they're so close to you that you actually have the risk of being hurt. When they're here, your risk is very low, but that gap can close very, very quickly. And your objective and your goal is to get that distance back, to get them away from you. And believe me, getting hurt by one of these things, that's definitely going to be something that creates that situation where they are going to be the ones desiring distance away from you, and that's excellent. Now, the nice thing about our stun guns specifically is that if they were to take this away from you, and that pin comes out of the bottom, all our stun guns have a disable pin to them. And that disable pin, when it pops out of the bottom, it makes it so it won't work. I always have this sort of, in my crazy imagination, I have this situation in my head where somebody takes your stun gun away from you and they're sitting there holding it and they're like, how does this work? I'm never going to tell them, right? Okay, so if it's safe to be safe, it's safe to carry something for your safety. And these things aren't scary. Despite that sound, it doesn't shake, it doesn't vibrate. You don't feel it when you hit that button. But believe me, if you have to touch someone with this, they will. And it sounds like a great big bug zapper in the parking lot. All they know is that you're the crazy lady with fire in your hand in the parking lot and that they want nothing to do with you. How much better does it get than that, okay? So that's one way a stun gun can do that. Another tool that can help you in this up-close situation is our strike, we call it a socket to me. It's a Kubaton. This is a striking tool, and this is solid aluminum. So many of us know, we've been told all of our lives that we should carry our keys between our fingers, right? Well, most of us have keys nowadays that look like this. They're just little key fobs. And how is that going to keep you safe? And so this is a solid piece of aluminum, and if you've ever held one of these things and it hurts really bad to be hit with one of these things, okay? And so this is a tool that can also help you when you get to this situation to help you get back to this situation where you have distance back in your favor. Distance is a very good thing, and your risk of being hurt is much, much less if you can keep distance between you and that person. And that includes like being in your car and locking your car doors, making sure your home doors are locked. I mean, this comes down to some very basic, simple safety stuff, right? Okay. So I do always recommend that when women are carrying stuff on their keys, that they are carrying a pepper spray for that distance. But I also am recommending that you carry one of these tools with that right there on your keys, because by having this combination of two products on your keychain, you are maintaining distance, or have at least the option of having distance, and you have the option of having a tool that can help you in that up-close situation. Now, let's just say you're starting here. Once you've, jabbed at them, hit them really hard with this thing, and you've made them go away and you've created that distance, guess what? You still have an additional tool in a pepper spray to make certain that they're not coming back at you, okay? So for those of you who have been to like some of my speaking engagements or to one of my parties, you might have been introduced to this concept, and I love that. But I realized that I hadn't been sharing it out here on my Facebook page. So I just wanted to share a couple of my products with you tonight: stun gun, Sakatumi Kubaton, pepper spray, so that you can think about the things that you're doing and the ways that you're currently going about your day-to-day life, and what you can do to help keep yourself safer. Okay, so I do home parties. I am always happy to come and talk to any group that you have that wants to hear about ways to stay safe in their personal safety. And I also have a website. Feel free, if there's any products that you're interested in, to reach out to me to let me know what it is that you'd like to have so that I can help you to stay safe. Okay? Have a great Friday night, and if I can help you with anything, please reach out to me. Bye!